Hello, I'm a heretic. Not a religious heretic, because even though someone has religious beliefs, anyone could be considered a heretic in this world. But no, it's not religious. It's scientific. In fact, to be more specific, I'm the physics heretic. Now, why am I considered a heretic in the science of physics? Well, it started a while ago when I was a college student. In fact, when it was the introduction to modern physics, I had a challenging problem to where I had trouble agreeing with certain aspects of the education. Don't get me wrong, I did what I was supposed to do. Answer the questions as my professor required of them. Read the book, did all the examples they suggested. But I still didn't get it. And in doing so, it always stuck in the back of my mind. But as life progresses, I had to leave college, earn a living, and go out in this world and do things, be productive. But it's still stuck in the back of my mind. So, a couple years ago, I became injured, broke my arm, and I was stuck convalescing at home. And during the day, much of daytime TV just leaves a lot to be desired. So I went back, took this book, watched lectures from MIT, Stanford, other places on this exact topic. And then I made the critical observation that the problem they used to attack the problem I was worried about, I solved it. Furthermore, I solved it in a way that showed I wasn't in error originally, but they were. Now that's a rather shocking thing, because this one problem was covered to every physicist for the past 100 years. Every major Nobel Prize winner has done the problem the incorrect way every time. Einstein got it wrong. Bohr got it wrong. In fact, they argued about it many times. Schrödinger got it wrong. Planck got it wrong. In fact, pretty much everyone got it wrong. Now we'll get to what that problem is in another video discussion. But from that, I realized that if that one problem was wrong in modern physics, and after solving it, learning new attributes about our universe that scientists don't know, could I go back and look at other attributes? So I did. And to my astonishment, I've discovered much of what is in this book describing modern physics is incorrect, incomplete, and sometimes downright comically wrong. Now that's one hell of a boast. But the interesting fact is, in the short time of 1 year, I've been able to show 50 unique discoveries using my methods that modern physics could not solve. So that's why I became a heretic. My methodologies and my physics works better than your physics. And that's why I'm here talking to you today. See, I tried to go down the traditional path and file various scientific papers. The immediate response I received was, "You don't have proper credentials." Sort of like W.C. Fields going, "Go away, little kid, you're bothering me." And I can understand why they're that way. They just had gotten through a scandal of many foreign language papers being completely gibberish. So they clamped down on who could publish. So that left me with a conundrum. I went and contacted some of the most renowned scientists in America, asking their advice. The advice I was given was contact a head of a physics department at a prestigious university. So I did. That professor immediately said, without looking at any work I had done, said, "You must be wrong. You're an idiot. And you can come and spend the next 6 years at our university so we can show you you're an idiot." Then, after those 6 years, if you do discover something that is slightly off or may have value, you can give that to one of our esteemed professors and write a paper for them and attach your name as a contributing author. And that would be a good start to your scientific career. And I was confused. So I'm an idiot, but if I'm not an idiot, you want to steal my discoveries, put your name on them, get the credit, and for all the trouble of doing that, I'm to give you over $100,000 in tuition. I didn't like that deal. So I'm going another path. That path started a little over a year and a half ago, when I created a website. That website is called Heretical Physics, or www.hphysics.com. Now that website, I had placed approximately 30-minute lectures. And those lectures continually built upon one another, describing the processes that I was using that were different from the processes that physicists were normally taught. Now, the thing about a website is, unless someone knows about it, they'll never go. So, I also created the Facebook page for the website and opened a Twitter account, trying to use social media. And I did get some traction, some very interesting feedback, responses, questions. A couple physicists in the country are now following me, and about 20 to 40 international physicists are also following my lead. But that isn't going to get it done. So, about 6 months ago, I started answering physics questions on the website Quora, www.quora.com. On that site, I've gotten a lot more traction. I've answered approximately 45 to 50 questions, received over 20,000 views of my responses, with the vast majority giving extremely positive feedback, including very positive feedback from universities such as Cambridge, MIT, Stanford, Cornell, and many others. In fact, one of those responses actually congratulated me on my future Nobel Prize. Now, That's a long ways away. But the one thing that it did was open the eyes of many more people. But I still don't find that good enough. So that's why I'm opening a YouTube channel. That's what you're watching here. Because not only did the lectures only provide a basic description of physics, there's a lot of sub-questions, a lot of sub-issues that need to be addressed. For example, when I describe how the physics of a particular model or situation occurred, and other physicists got it incorrect, in my opinion, that doesn't tell me, or tell you, more importantly, why that error occurred. There's very good reasons why those physicists made those discussions and descriptions, made those errors. And yes, I call them errors. The other odd thing is that many scientists today will look at those errors, or the science that came from them, and will find conflicting data, but still cling to the original concept. Let me give you an example. Many astronomers are very, very well aware of pulsar M87. It's very famous. The reason it's famous is the pulsar that's being emitted by the black hole is streaming out a particle stream that we have measured to be moving faster than the speed of light. But relativity says that can't happen because a particle, its mass would go to infinity and thus cannot be moved faster. Well, my theories, one of them in particular, describes how that can occur, and in fact shows, and more importantly, derives relativity from other forms of physics. In fact, it derives it from the consequences of a moving charged particle, like this model of a proton as it moves. And from there derives directly relativistic observations. And in those observations, M87 can occur, as we already know it does. So, as I said, why am I here? I'm here to help educate you, to help teach you of what I have discovered. Now, I'm not getting any funding. There's no payments from government or payments from endowments or payments of any kind. In fact, I'm doing this on my meager savings. I've been doing this job for about 3 years now, all based on the money I'd saved in investing from my previous job. So instead of getting the distinguished voice of Morgan Freeman or the wisdom of the voice of Mike Rowe, you're stuck with me. But isn't it better to get that answer from the horse's mouth, or as you may now call the horse's backside? Am I expecting you to accept the information I'm providing? No. What I'm asking you to do is to look into it, investigate, challenge it, because it's one of two things. Either my ideas are correct, which means we have a whole new world of physics to reopen, or they're mainly incorrect, but somehow answer the questions that you cannot answer correctly, which could provide other insights. Regardless, it is a bountiful pool of work for aspiring physicists. a whole slew of new papers can now be written describing both the positives of my ideas and the challenging thereof. Because what I have discovered is almost everything in this book is close to correct, but in critical ways, incorrect. That means almost everything you have seen is wrong. More importantly, I'm able to easily answer many things that the current physics community cannot. Primary among them is neutrinos. I know exactly why neutrinos occur, how they're born, what function they do in the universe, and how they pass on. Today's physicists are trying to just understand why they're passing through the Earth at the South Pole and not the North, and other anomalies of their behavior. In any event, what I'd like to do now is thank you for listening to me. And as I said, this is the introduction, so you're getting to know me. Fortunately, I can't get to know all of you. If you have any questions, please contact the shown email address, which is the normal way to contact me in this regard. Thank you very much for your time.